Is it sun bright or out on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? And how are you? Yes, you. I hope that you're doing well. And I hope that this week so far has been nothing but a blessing. With no further ado, I'm going to be reading on Ashlee Janae, the girl that was killed or let me tell it, her life was deleted by let me write it. I wrote information because this is what I know. So let me just tell you what I know. Ashlee, she was 31 years old. Ashlee Janae, she was a YouTube influencer. Also, she was 31 years old. I also have here that Joe McCann, he was 45 or 48. They're not sure of his age. He was the CEO of a company, I don't know what that word is. And anyway, they went on a vacation in Zanzibar and Tanzania. And so from what I understand, they went away, they were dating. She white, she's black, as you know. On April the 3rd, Joe proposed to her. How sweet. And then on April the 5th, Ashlee, it was her birthday. So they must have went away. He had this thing planned and he went away. And then on April the 5th, it was her birthday. On April the 6th, Ashlee and Joe checked into a villa with them. They checked into the villa in Tanzania. And then on April the 8th, Ashlee and Joe had an argument or a fight or some kind of something which separated them, which put her in another villa outside of his. So, and during that time, however bad it was, she called her parents and let her parents know what was going on. It must have been really, really bad, on April the 9th, Ashlee was found dead. Joe waited 11 hours to notify her parents. Okay, red flag. For me, you can't tell me that man didn't do it. In another country, okay, but we're going to ask the cards. So, but you waited 11 hours to notify your card. So therefore, you go in, you find this woman deceased, okay? Or did the people find her deceased? I'm going to assume that he found her deceased. I don't know, or maybe he didn't. Maybe the people came in to clean the room and found her deceased. The information is sketchy. I don't know as of yet. Also, the reports say that Ashlee and Joe got into an argument. It must have been a whopper which led them to different rooms, which led them to being separated, that she went to her own room. The cause of death was suffocation with markings on her neck, allegedly suicide. I truly was born at night, but it wasn't last night. The update, Joe, now he's ignoring the parents who made a GoFundMe page to retrieval of her body. And also, the last thing I heard is that the parents are going to Tanzania to retrieve their daughter. That's what I got. Now, outside of that, I just feel as though it ain't on the up and up. I don't feel as though that Joe's telling the truth. I feel as though they got into an argument. He could have been going through some financial difficulties. I don't know. And now you don't want to speak to the family. You take that child out of the country and now something happens and you waited that long. What did they say? How many? They said that he waited. What did they say? 11 hours? 11 hours to contact? That's almost a half of a day. It's 24 hours in a day. And you mean to tell me you waited 11 hours to deal with this? If that was somebody that wasn't guilty, you would immediately call. Yeah, because 11 hours. The information is sketchy. I don't have all the information in this. I really don't. What I have, I share with you. Everything I say now is dealing with these cards. Cards, please reveal. Please, please, please. Ancestors, please guide me as I read this. I don't take this lightly. Please come through for me, my sister. Please come through. Thank you in advance. I really want to know. I already am biased. I'm already biased because I truly believe that this man snuffed her lights out. I do. Why? Maybe they got in an argument. Maybe she sounds like, and also I'm picking up, he took her there to do this. Maybe because she was thinking about breaking out with him. Maybe she was messing around. Who knows? But either way, I truly believe this man took this girl's life. I truly do. And on top of it, he's handsome, but she was a beautiful black woman. Absolutely beautiful. And maybe he didn't want to lose her. He didn't want to lose her. And it just seems like he could have just taken her there to do that, to take her. So nobody else. If I can't have you, nobody else will. That's what I'm picking up. However, everything I say is allegedly. I'm going to see what the cards say. The cards say, hey, it seemed like this is a situation about money. And it just seemed like at one point it was a giving relationship where he was giving her and giving her. It just seemed like this was a relationship about money. I don't know anything about them. I just found out about this relationship and this woman a couple of days ago. And I didn't read on them at the time, because baby Crone had an incident. Now she's her back, and I've been tending to that. Okay. This is something about money. I don't know. He's a CEO of a company. You would think because he's a CEO of a company, you would think that he has big money. But from the looks of it, it seemed like he did or does. But over here, it just seemed like I see her as a page, and she's looking up to him because of who he was. I don't know this woman. I never seen her. I will try to see if I can find her on YouTube. She was an influencer, but it seemed like she was attracted to the life, attracted to the money. I don't know how long they were dating. I don't know what he's a CEO of. If I knew, I would tell you everything I know. I always like to know in the beginning. But right now, I definitely see that he handed her out a good life. He probably made promises or whatever, and it seemed like he gave her an abundance. She loved him enough to go with him to Tanzania. Here, I see a woman. I see here as a queen. I see something went on or something was going on. I see this queen is a little depressed. Like I just, sometimes when I see the queen as depressed. I see her a little depressed, a little downhearted, not fully invested like once was. I also see her isolated from everything and everybody that she knows. I see that. Also, I see here that somebody is with a sword, demanding, being strong, being opinionated, saying what they're going to do, taking the charge, taking the lead with their ideas, which it seems like it could have been overwhelming for her. But Ashlee, is her name Ashlee? I think her name is Ashlee. Also, I see the Hierophant. So what that lets me know that she was a strong black woman. I'm not going to conform to what you say. You don't own me. I could do what I want to do. I think it was a battle like that because the Hierophant shows up. It's like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want. Your money don't control me. Or maybe he stopped giving her like that. He couldn't have because he took her to Tanzania. Here, I definitely see they must have was engaged or something, because I definitely see, I don't think they were married, or maybe he was going to propose to her. I don't know. But when I see this card, either it's about court or either it's about somebody that's getting ready to get married or a proposal. So maybe he was going, I think it said that he proposed to her. I'm not sure. Let me look and see. Let me see where Baby Cone wrote that for me. And yeah, did he propose to her? Joe proposed to her on the 3rd. So yes, I definitely see, yep. So I definitely see that there was some kind of proposal done to ownership. But a proposal that I'm picking up is a proposal with strings attached, strings that she didn't want to do. Maybe he wanted her to give up her station. She's a beautiful girl. Maybe he wanted her to give up her channel, whatever. But whatever it is, I see strings attached, and whatever it was something that she wasn't going to comply with. Here, I do think that it was good and it was happy. I think he made a lot of promises and everything seemed to be good. Everything seemed to be flowing. Everything seemed to be right. It did at one point. However, just as quick as it was light, as quick as it just seems like he sold her a bill, but it was a $3 bill. And it just seemed like the man that she thought he was, or the man she thought he had, it just seems like it was the end of a dream, like he lied, or I'm picking up deceptiveness, something he lied about. I think that it was something, they argued about something deceptive, something not honest, from them planning to get married, her looking up to him, to the point where now, this lights out, but not over. But is it? Yes, I see this is somebody who just wanted to get away from the past, who just outwardly just wanted to get away, wanted to move, wanted to hide, don't want nobody to know, and I think, and the more, when I see the Chariot, when I think of the Chariot, even though it's an air card, I also see, like I said, because here it is an air again. So with the sword, here it is again. This is someone who's very controlling, very, very much controlling. And I see here, this is somebody that was trying to hide or whatever he did. And I believe that when he took her to Tanzania, everything I say is allegedly, but from looking at the cards, it looked like he took her there to take care of her, to take her out. He couldn't control her. But all at the same time, I think that, sometimes I'm picking up that they had an up and a down relationship. And I think that maybe when they went on the trip, when things got real, I think that she got so mad that it's over. I don't want you. I don't want to be here. Everything I say is allegedly. I don't want to be here. And I think when she went to leave, and I felt as though this man felt, if I can't have you, nobody else is going to have you. And so he took her to another country to take her out. I truly believe that. Am I right about what I'm thinking? Yes, I see the emperor. The emperor is a very strong person with a very strong and very demanding attitude. My way, no way at all. This is somebody who owns a lot. And it could be somebody who's losing also. And for her, it was a value. I think he lost her. She was a value because there's nothing she could have done or said to make her be deceased today. To go in a room and take yourself by self-deletion, it just doesn't seem right. Because why would she call her mother? Most people that do that would leave a note or something. But she called her mother to say we were in an argument and that I'm in my own villa that she paid for. Okay. And whatever happened, however, maybe he came in to talk to her. She's like, it's over. I'm leaving. I'm packing my bags. It's over. And it's like, I'm getting that feeling. I'm strongly getting it. If I can't have you, nobody gonna have you. That is what I'm getting. I'm not gonna let you go. I have invested in you. You're not leaving. This is what I'm getting. This is strongly. I believe that there was some kind of struggle. I think that and now she's out. That's what I believe. Here it is, sleep. I believe his anger took her out. That craziness, that crazy thought that if I can't have you, you're not leaving me. I think that he just very controlling, and she couldn't deal with it. This is seriously what I'm picking up. She couldn't deal with the controlling. She didn't want to deal with his rules and his ways. He was controlling, probably very jealous-hearted. She was a very pretty girl, so very jealous-hearted. He's probably felt that I invest in you, you belong to me. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. I wasn't there. Everything I say, again, is allegedly, but I feel strong about this. However, we will never know. And especially when you go to another country, and this reminds me of Aquila. When you go to another country and these things happen, you can get away with it. Why? Because it didn't happen in the United States of America. I believe he took her there to take her life. I strongly feel that. Every time I say, please, am I right? Please, am I right or wrong? Yes. Because here it is. This is this nostalgia card. Here it is. You see a love card. You see here that he's dominant over her. Here it's like he got her to go. She wanted to go. Don't be so quick. This is me. Don't be so quick to go around places and go out of the country, especially if you're not safe, feel safe with these people, or if your relationship is in a sucky way. I wouldn't go unless I'm feeling high-minded, because I feel as though they were having issues in their relationship before they even boarded the plane. I truly believe it. And when they got there, and then he proposed to her, and even though he proposed, who's to say she accepted his proposal? The cards say that she was happy. Was she happy that he proposed, or I'm not clear on that. Was she happy that he proposed? I think that she thought that everything was going to be all right, but because of I think that he has an attitude problem. I think he goes into rages, because I see swords. I see that he goes into rages. He goes into that jealousness. I think her life was taken out of sheer jealousy of this woman. I feel this so strongly. Oh, I do. See, here's another strong card. Here's the King of Fire and enraged. I think that she wanted to leave him. She went to another room. She told her mother. She probably was going, they was going to talk to see if they're going to get it together. But when he seen that she was adamant about what she was going to do, he took her lights. I can't make up the cards. He took her lights out because she's no more. You see the hole? She's gone. And that talk or whatever, what led him to go to her villa, talk to him. She let him in, and that was the worst mistake. And he probably attacked her when they were in their villa sharing it together. So he probably attacked her then. And that's what made her mother may have some information about the conversation, because her mother said that she called and said that they had an argument, and that's why she got another room. Here, this is the mother. The mother is a king in this. This mother knows a little bit more, but it's the King of Cups. And this is somebody that is very strong. She talked to him up. She could have talked to her father too. But I'm assuming that it was her mother. And here, whenever I see this king, this is unwavy. This is somebody who is not stable, and somebody that her mother probably felt a little way about him anyway. He doesn't seem like he was stable. He just doesn't seem like he was stable. And he also seemed like he was under a lot of pressure. Yes. And whatever she did, maybe she didn't want to marry him. Maybe that's what pissed them off. Maybe she declined it. Maybe she was happy at first, but then changed her mind. It just seems to me he have a temper problem. And out of the temper, I believe it. I'm biased. I told you from the beginning that I'm biased in this. I believe he took her, because if you can take somebody out of the country to Tanzania, they don't do what we do here in America. He wouldn't have gotten away with it. They would have arrested him on GP principles. What is that? General principles. Why? Just because y'all were there. They would have locked him up just because you was there. until they could make heads or tails out of it. Again, I see him being battered and won. I see battle. They could have gotten into a fight, but whatever he was asking, whatever he was demanding, whatever he wanted, she didn't want it. She had changed her mind about it. She changed her mind. I see the fool and I see the wheel of fortune as a fool leaping off the bridge. She probably said, I wish I never came here. I wish I never came here with you. I don't want to marry you. You're crazy. I don't want it. And when he felt that he was losing her, I think he took her. And the wheel of fortune did not come out in her favor. The ace, new beginning. A new beginning. It took him 11 hours to call the parents to let them know. Cocking up a story. What? That's just not normal. And then I see darkness. There's a lot of secrets that he's hiding. There's a lot of things that he doesn't want anybody to know that he's hiding. He ain't telling the truth. But over there in Tanzania, I'm sure he acted like a buffoon. I'm sure he performed, he cried, he was shaking. I'm sure he was slobbering. I'm sure he was sick. I'm sure he did everything to make those people think that he ain't had nothing to do with it. But in my gut, I feel strongly that he took her life. Looked like a thief. And all these swords coming out like a thief in the night. I think he took her life. I really did. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I think because he know he's going to get away with it. Why? Because what can America do? We can't do nothing. Then what can the United States do? It didn't happen here. Same situation with Aquila. Remember, and her friends? Seems like the same situation. I'm saying this just to back off a little bit. If you find yourself in an argument or your relationship don't feel safe, and then there was another couple that did that, they take you out this country to take your life. I think this was premeditated. I do not think it was a spare of the moment. I think it was premeditated. I think that he couldn't grip her, he couldn't hold her. I think he couldn't control her. And like a black woman that is very strong, it just seemed like it. And it seemed like if I can't have you, then nobody gonna have you. And I truly believe he took his life out. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I think that she was in awe with his money. I think she was in awe with the way he treated her. I think she was in awe of the life that he could give her. And I think that at the end, he must have been able, I don't know what was going on, what led the fight. I don't know. But I see this vivacious woman, this beautiful woman is now gone. Gone. A mother's child, a father's daughter is gone off this planet because of someone and their temper. And here I see him again. Here's a king, somebody who front like they got it all. But I see nothing but darkness behind it. Darkness behind his character. He just doesn't seem like he was an upright person. He just doesn't. And I see another queen. She was no match for him. I think he took her out. I see nothing but swords and pentacles. Swords and pentacles and major arcana cards. And I'm telling you, this is not good. I feel as though this man took her out. So last, did this man take her out? Judgment. Judgment. What does judgment? Judgment comes after somebody died. After death, then you go to judgment. So judgment. This man, I truly believe, took her life. It doesn't make sense. But when you're in another country, he's going to try to get out that country, come back to the United States, and what can you do? What can you do? It just seems it's nothing because it didn't happen on America's soil. And we look for America to do something. The United States, what can we do? It didn't happen here. It wasn't in our jurisdiction. And I think that this was premeditated murder. I spoke my piece. I said what I feel. And this is what I feel. I don't have nothing else to say. I think this was something he got her there on a lie. I think he got her there. Everything gonna be all right. I got a surprise. I love you. When he got there, he proposed to her. Whatever. Who knows? She was probably ready to break up with him. I don't know the ins and outs of the story or what led to her demise. But you're not going to tell me some healthy woman that just talked to her mother and next thing you know, she's gone. And you're going to tell her she left that clue to her mom to say, hey, mom, we had an argument. She probably say he acting crazy, blah, blah, blah. When like my daughter would talk to me. I have 2 daughters, and they would tell me, and I feel as though she was probably going to leave him or chill for a little while and make plans or whatever, but never got to do it because I truly believe he took her there to take her lights out. And this is my last story: death. I rest my case. This man, I truly believe it. I truly believe it. Death and judgment. He judged her. And with that, he felt as though her life wasn't worth living. And he took her lights out. And I don't care. I'm biased. I said it from the beginning. When I heard the story, it just sounded fishy. When I heard the story from the beginning, I was like, it don't sound right. But it's turning into a big thing on YouTube. So I had to read on it. I try not to do these kind of readings. But when I feel what I feel, I ain't too far away from the truth. This man, death showed up. Why? Because he judged her. He was judgmental. He was harsh. He was a harsh boyfriend, very demanding, very controlling, and he couldn't control this black woman, so he took her to another country to take her lights out. Hey, that's the way I see it, and that's the way it is. Death. Had she had known, he got her there on a hustle. Had she had known, she would have never went. Because she was probably feeling funny anyway. Ugh, this stuff kind of makes me angry. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Janae. Oh, I'm so sad. My heart goes out to her family. Oh my God. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing you could really do about it. Because why? Because it's his word against her word. And how can America fix that? How can the United States? He knew exactly what he was doing. I truly believe he stood her up like a thief in the night. He came and took her out because he couldn't control her. He couldn't make her do what she wanted to do because she was very strong spirit. She was very strong and independent, and he didn't like it. And so, because if I can't have you, nobody will have you. Because other than that, what reason would he have to take a beautiful woman out of this earth? Why would she take herself out? Why? It makes no sense. That's what the cards say. I'm sticking with it. And as I said, I'm biased. Everything I say is allegedly. I wasn't there. But in spirit, I feel like I was there watching it all. But nevertheless, I can think what I want. I wasn't there. So you decide on what you think. But if you enjoyed this reading, if you enjoyed what I have to say, please give me a thumbs up and hype me up. Please. I really, really could use it. And, I'm just saddened by this. This kind of stuff just saddens me. And it just saddens me. And I just hope you enjoyed the reading. Not enjoy it, because how can you enjoy it? But I hope that I shine some kind of light on it to make it a little bit more clear. Or maybe I gave you another way to look at it. That's my hope. And with that being said, please thumb us up. Leave a message down below. Leave me a message or thumbs me up. Anything. Woosah. With that being said, sunflowers.